When people meet you, the first time people meet you, they size you up in a matter of what, 2 seconds?
It's true.
Maybe 30 seconds
Yeah.
at that. So it's really important how you present yourself.
This is Don't Fear Grit with Rob Taormina. Marketing strategies and advertising technologies to help you build a better business.
Hey guys, welcome back. In this episode, we have an amazing guest with us. This is a leader and expert in fashion, but specifically her niche is fashion as it relates to the professional community. And so we're going to be diving in to see what role fashion plays in the professional business world. And let's welcome my good friend, and the person who has dressed me actually, Theresa. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
Thanks so much for actually joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I
appreciate
really,
it.
yeah, it's amazing, and maybe we could actually show some people some images at some other time of ways that you've made me look better than I really am. You help me look pretty, and I appreciate it.
You make it look good, Rob.
Thanks. But give everyone some context of what we're going to be talking about. If you could let everyone know, like, your name, the name of your company, what it is sort of that you do.
My name is Theresa Cartisano. My company is Christopher Allen Custom Clothiers. And what I do is give my clients great fitting clothing. I save them a lot of time because I work with them in their offices and homes to make it easy for them. And I just help them look and feel awesome.
I love it. And listen, I can actually say firsthand, everything that what she's saying is 100% true. Number one, for me, I love the convenience of it. Mm-hmm. The fact that I didn't have to drive somewhere, that you came to me, you brought like your fashion toolbox.
Yeah.
And you were able to do everything like in the office was incredible. But even better than the convenience of it is the quality as well. It's very high-end stuff that you're a part of.
Yes. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a product that I didn't feel really good about and that people were going to be able to wear over the long term.
Yeah. How long have you been in this business?
Oh, too long. No, only because it gives away my age. Over 20 years.
Is that right?
I've had my company for 15 years now.
Okay.
It's my husband, Chris, and I.
Yeah.
Started the company.
Christopher Allen is his name?
Yes, that's
okay.
his first and middle name.
Okay. Great brand, by the way. I love it.
Thank you. And so I've been doing this for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how many, I know this is probably a number that you don't have off the top of your head, but just, I want everyone to understand like how successful you are in this business and how many people that you've worked with. Like, how many custom articles of clothing do you think that you've been a part of over the years?
Oh, wow. That's impossible.
Is it more than 10? It's thousands, right?
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
That's amazing.
Over the last 20 years,
Wow.
absolutely.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I mean, people buy shirts.
Yeah.
They're,
Right.
that could be 15, 20 items right
That's
there.
true. So tens of thousands of items easily.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm actually curious. Like, I don't know if it's possible for you to like dip into your database and figure out that number, but like in the future, I'm gonna keep on asking you to figure that out.
I'll try to come up with it.
I'm sure that's definitely in the tens of thousands without a doubt. But the reason why I ask was anyone that does something, thousands of times, in my book is considered an expert. I actually have his personal formula about becoming an expert, that it takes a minimum of 4,000 hours to actually get on that path of becoming an expert.
Right.
And so that doesn't happen overnight. And the fact that you've done tens of thousands of
Yes.
articles of clothing, you've clearly surpassed that 4,000 hours a long time ago, and you're probably one of the best of the best.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
No, you're welcome. So today's topic, and let's just dive right into it, is the role of fashion in the sort of the professional world, in the business sort of marketplace. I know that fashion has evolved so much. The millennials are sort of bringing to the table a sort of brand new take on style. But what role, in your opinion, does fashion play in the marketplace?
Well, the thing is, when people meet you, the first time people meet you, they size you up in a matter of what, 2 seconds?
It's true.
Maybe 30 seconds at that. So it's really important how you present yourself. And yes, things have changed a lot over the last 20 years that I've been in this business.
Yeah.
But it's still important to look neat, clean, put together.
Sure.
So no matter what style you're wearing and what level of formality you have, your clothing has to be, you have to take care of it.
Sure.
It has to be neat and clean and in good shape.
Right.
So that's my number one rule.
Yeah.
And then it has to fit properly.
Yeah.
That's really very important.
Yeah,
So,
I want to add to that. Like when you say fit properly, I don't know how like the professionals define it, but like in my world, I can tell when someone has like a custom tailored shirt or a jacket or even pants, because it just, it fills like the contours of their shape like so well.
Right.
And it actually elevates in my just perceptually. Like if I don't know you, perceptually, just looking at you visually, it does elevate the status. It's saying, all right, if you're willing to put that much time and resources into that, well, you're a pretty serious individual.
Right. And that's what I really try to help my clients with, is that, yes, the workplace has become a lot more casual now, but do you want to be viewed as maybe he's the intern, or is he somebody that's really kind of helping to run this place?
Sure, yeah.
So what is the perception you want people to have of you?
That's true.
And having that custom fit
Yeah.
really elevates that to a new level.
Yeah. Now, also, I think there's another misconception that custom tailored clothes are only for suits and only for tuxedos. Share a little bit about like what that sort of world looks like, even outside of the realm of a suit and a tuxedo.
Well, one of my favorite things to sell are sport coats. Because you could have a lot of fun with them. You could get, some really different patterns.
Yeah.
Look at the gentlemen that wear suits out there. They're attorneys, they're accountants. What are they wearing? They're wearing gray, they're wearing blue, solids and stripes. Sport coats gives you a chance to really kind of express yourself.
Yeah.
You could play with it a little bit.
Sure.
Then you could also mix in different color pants to make the sport jacket look a little bit different. So that I really love sport coats. And now we're also doing a lot of casual type pants as opposed to just like dress pants, like slacks, if you want to call them that. So we could get a little bit more trendy with them, but still look professional. You take a pair of trendy trim type of pants and hook it up with a sport coat, you can make a great looking outfit.
Yep.
So I really enjoy that.
Yeah. I agree. That was actually one of my first pieces from you, is that sports jacket.
Yeah.
And I went a little loud. My father-in-law thought I was a little bold, but that's my personality though.
Right.
So you're able to take your personality, your style, and inject it into that process.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's incredible. So it's not necessarily just for like, the lawyer who is, wants a suit for trial. What about a different environment where it's a younger, maybe a millennial. He's not going on trial, but he still wants to, present himself in a really great way to maybe a brand new client. Like, what role does fashion play in the process of even maybe, onboarding a new client? Like, how psychologically, how does that help?
Well, it all depends on your industry, of course. Like you're talking about, you mentioned the millennials.
Yes.
If you're in a business like a social media business, those companies are a lot more casual.
Yep.
And you might not have to wear a jacket
to
meet a new client. But as I said before, your clothes have to fit you well.
Yeah.
They have to be in good shape.
Yeah.
They have to be pressed. Make sure you get them dry cleaned when you should.
Yeah. Well, before you go any further there, just really quickly, taking care of your clothes is something that we neglect, because either you're one of two people. You wear it and then you go back home, you put it back on the hanger, you put it on, or you wear it and you throw it in the hamper. And I feel like clothes are neglected, they're not taken care of, and this is why they don't last long.
Right.
Like,
well, you should. Another thing I try to help my clients with is to think of your clothing, your wardrobe, as an investment. It's not a consumable item. It's not, and which is very hard for the younger generation because everything is disposable now, right? But you're making an investment in good quality clothing.
Yes.
You want it to last. So yes, take care of it. Don't when you come home, hang it up. And one thing I always tell people to do, if you have the room in wherever you store your clothing to do it, is don't put it right back in the closet when you put it on the hanger. Let it air out a little bit and let it breathe, right? Because when you're talking about cotton and wool, they're living fibers. So if you give them some air, they just will last longer and look better.
Wow, that's actually a great tip.
Yeah.
Huh, very cool. Now, as far as like the quality of clothing, though, that people would get from you versus, just something like right off the rack in the store. What makes your stuff so much better in quality? I wear it, I've touched it, I felt it, I can tell the difference, but can you explain it and articulate it in a way where the audience can understand the difference in quality of different articles of clothing?
Sure. Well, it all starts with the fabric.
Okay.
That's the foundation. You can have a really well-made suit out of, a fabric that's not really that great. It's not going to feel like a really well-made suit or pants or shirts, whatever it may be. So it starts with the fabric. And I carry the finest fabrics in the world and in all different price ranges. So we've done a lot of research as to what fabrics will work well for anybody's budget. And that's what we have to offer. And then it also goes into how it's stitched. There's some hand stitching involved, which what that does for you is just makes it more comfortable as you wear it. Because I don't know if you found this with the clothing that you got from me. After you wear it for a while, it kind of starts taking your shape.
Yeah.
And it starts molding to your body.
Yep.
That's because of the way it's stitched together, as opposed to something that just comes off the assembly line.
Yeah, it's always stiff.
It's stiff,
Yeah.
right, because it's the way that it's stitched, the machines that they use, the threads that they use, everything that goes into that product is a level above. And I'll say there are plenty of off the rack clothing out there that is good quality. It's not all, you don't have to have custom to have good quality. But what you're getting with the custom beyond that is the right fit, the proper fit. And then, of course, you could have fun with it. Did we pick out some nice details for your clothing?
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's
details, by the way, I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Like we would turning the page of options, and I was like, all right, we must be done now. Then you were like, all right, now we can also do this. I'm like, wow, we can really customize almost every portion of an article of clothing, and it was such a fun experience.
Yeah. Oh, and I have some people that really they go
all out.
They go all out.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
you've seen Dan's shirts.
I have.
And he's really had fun with those.
Yeah. Dan is, by the way, my father-in-law. My father-in-law is the one who introduced us.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, yes, he's a guy who likes nice things.
Yes, he does.
Yes, he does. And he actually just was able to bring in my nephew. So actually, that's actually a cool story. Do you mind? I'll let you share.
Okay.
Share that story about my nephew.
So Dan got in touch with me a couple of weeks ago, and he said that he had somebody he wanted me to make clothing for, but he was being very secretive about it. I had no idea who it was. And he said, it's just a small customer. So I thought, what is he trying to say to me here? So it turns out I go in to see him, and it's his 5-year-old grandson, Maddox.
That's right.
Wanted a custom shirt like his grandpa.
Yeah.
And he was the cutest thing. He was so cute and so sweet. And so I measured him up, and I have a shirt in the works for him.
That's
right
amazing.
now. It's complete with a monogram.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he's going to have a monogram and French cuffs.
Really?
Yeah, so you can buy him a pair of cufflinks for Christmas.
Oh my gosh. I name it and claim it. That's my Christmas gift.
That's Rob's. Don't anybody else take that away.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Have you worked a lot with kids too?
No, I have to say I haven't. I had to do some research. The people that I normally have make the clothing that I offer my clients, they don't really make children's clothing.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of people in this business, and I've reached out to a few, and I found somebody that makes children's clothing.
Oh my gosh, he's like a mini me version of my father-in-law. By the way, he really is. Like he just really just worships my father-in-law and does everything that my father-in-law does. Everything he wears, he comes in, he has his own ties and everything. He's adorable. He's gonna absolutely
tie on that day.
Yeah. Oh, always.
He's
a 5-year-old wearing a tie.
Yes. He had to go and change and put on his clothing.
Oh my gosh.
For this meeting.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, a fancy 5-year-old.
Yeah.
That's incredible. All right, let's talk about very specific industries, because I know there are some industries that are more in need of your services than others, and one that's very close to me because I work a lot with them, and that's the auto industry.
Right.
With my agency Talk IQ Media, we have a lot of car dealership clients, and I know how important it is, and I know the value that they place on dressing up. They want their staffs to dress up and look the part and be very presentable. So tell me a little bit about the experience that you have with the auto industry, and also talk about, you used this word before, the psychological component for car dealership people, whether you're a salesperson or a manager, to be able to dress up a little bit more when you're sitting down with a brand new customer.
Well, you're going in to buy an expensive item, right? And one of the most expensive items you're going to buy is your car.
Yep.
You want somebody that knows about this car and these different cars, and that you want them to be the expert. So if they are dressed casually and their clothing doesn't fit them properly, are you going to feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Purchasing, making a big purchase from them like that? You dress up. You are the expert.
Yeah.
You are the person to listen to. It's just the way we feel about people that we work with.
Yeah.
When you...
It's distracting when you got like the untucked shirt, sneakers, ripped stuff. And I'm not actually trying to be derogatory at all, because as you can see, like, I'm a fairly casual person myself, but I also understand the importance of taking care of yourself. Like, when I'm going to speak with someone brand new, a brand new client or a brand new customer, I don't want anything about me to distract away what I want to talk about.
Right.
And that's why I agree with you like 100%. It's so important, especially in that environment where someone is going to be ponying up $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 on a car. That's a lot of money to people.
Yeah.
Let's respect that process.
Right.
And give that person an amazing experience. Make it fancy.
Right.
Dress
right.
up.
Make you feel good. Also, when you walk into a place, whether it's a car dealership or any other place, you want to know who is the person that can take care of me here, and who's the customer.
Yeah.
You want to. What you wear is a uniform, whether it's a uniform or not.
Yes.
So you want to know who is the person here
Yeah.
that I should deal with.
Yes.
And I have a customer one of my customers that owns a car dealership. For a while, they had gone casual with their salespeople, and they wearing khakis and polo shirts.
Okay.
And I remember feeling like it makes you feel like you're buying a cheap car. That's how I felt like.
Yes.
It wasn't really giving it the value that it deserved. And the next time I went in there, they were all dressed in either sport coats or suits, because he noticed
the difference.
He noticed the difference, and it really affected his
It
bottom
does.
line.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we can be stubborn and prideful and be like, I'm not going to change for anyone, right? But I think we just have to be, it's just reality.
Yeah.
Like, understand the environment that you're working in, right? Will it give you a leg up to be able to be a little bit more presentable? If so, then why not put in the effort?
Why not do it? Yeah.
Why not do it?
And you know what? It makes you feel good.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Like,
without
for
a
your
doubt.
own psychology,
Yes.
it just makes you feel good.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody's like this, but I love to go out and buy new clothes. You wear that.
You're probably not alone with that, by the way.
Yeah. No, did I say alone?
What's that?
Did I say that? Maybe
No.
No. I know I'm not alone with that. What I want to say, maybe not everybody feels this way.
Yeah.
But when I get new clothing, I wear it for the first couple times I
yeah.
wear it. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm looking good. I'm feeling good,
Yeah.
So it just makes you feel better.
Yes,
I mean, we
I agree.
all, and
Yeah.
when you wake up in the morning, and you get yourself showered, ready, dressed, you're ready to hit the ground.
Yes.
You're ready to conquer the world and do what you want to do. You throw on a pair of sweats and a sweatshirt, you don't really, you know. What are you going to do?
Right.
You're not that fired up.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, and just to clarify, like, we're not talking about being vain here. This is not vanity here.
No.
This is about, investing in yourself, helping yourself with confidence in a moment, acknowledging situations where something might help you in a situation. I think it's okay to treat ourselves.
Right.
It's okay to treat ourselves in these situations.
Right. And really it's for your long-term benefit.
Yeah.
Without
a doubt.
You're trying to get somewhere in your business. You want to grow your business.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody out there that has a business
Yes.
or that's working in somebody else's business, you want to do well.
Yes.
So if that's going to help you do well, which it will,
Sure.
there's no reason not to.
Yeah. So let's what about for the person who, they just simply can't afford, this custom whole setup where it could be hundreds, thousands of dollars. What are some recommendations to those people?
Well, I always say buy the most expensive clothing that you can afford.
There you go.
And you're right. Not everybody can afford custom clothing.
Sure.
Although it is a lot more affordable than a lot of people think. We can do things for a lower cost than they did 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So it has become much more affordable.
Sure.
But if you really can't afford that custom clothing, that's okay.
Yeah.
Go to a store
Yeah.
that you feel comfortable with, that has the style of clothing that's right for you, and try clothing on. Don't
Right.
let somebody else buy it for you. That's a big mistake people make. Their wife bought them their clothing,
Sure.
and they just get home and they put it on, and they go about their day. You have to try it on. See if it fits.
Yeah.
Make sure it fits. And another thing you have to make sure you have is a good tailor. Because you can get clothing that fits you okay,
Yeah.
but if it's not custom, maybe it's not going to be perfect.
Right.
But you can do something about that.
Yeah.
One of my pet peeves is guys that wear their pants too long.
Yeah. Okay.
That's such a simple fix.
Yeah.
Go to a tailor and
Yes.
have them hemmed.
Right,
You know,
right.
it'll make a big difference
It is.
on how, no matter what you spent on those,
Yeah.
to make them look so much
It's
better.
true. It's true.
You
I
know?
also think that most people are not aware of these subtle little changes that they can make to elevate the status of the things that they wear.
Right, right. Yeah, because a lot of people don't. If you're not really that focused on fashion, you think, I got to go buy some clothes because you have to wear clothing.
Yes.
We all have to wear clothing.
Yeah.
So you just go and do it. You don't really put that much thought
Right,
into
right.
it. Again, that's something else I try to help my clients with,
Yeah.
is to make them more aware of certain things that they just don't know about.
Right.
So
Yeah.
so please get a tailor. If you need one, let me know. I have a great tailor. I could refer you to him.
Would you mind if anyone watching or listening to this, could they reach out to you if they have questions about anything?
Absolutely.
All right. So real quick, tell them where they can find you, whether it be a website or whatever. Give your plug right now.
Okay, it's a long one,
Sure.
long website. Christopher Allen Clothier, ChristopherAllenClothiers.com, and that's Allen with an ALLEN. You can find me there on my website. You could reach me at info@ChristopherAllenClothiers.com. Can I give my cell phone
That's
number?
up to you.
If
you don't mind everyone having your cell phone.
I'd love to take your call. I'm
Sure.
631-335-1211.
Okay. Now we're gonna end with two questions, if that's okay.
Uh-huh.
One is a super easy one, and one is more in line with what we're talking about. I'll start with the easy one. Name any book that you've read. It could be anything from Dr. Seuss to like a serious book. What's one book that you read?
Oh, any book that I've just read. I thought,
Any
I
book.
thought there was another part to
Nope,
that
any book.
question. Well, you mentioned Dr. Seuss, so the places you'll go.
Yeah, there you go. It's one of my favorites too.
Yep.
I'm telling you, it's such a profound book. You learn so much
Oh,
from that.
wow, yeah.
Life
And
lessons.
I didn't really, when I went into business and started building my
Yeah.
business, I saw that book in a completely different way.
Yeah.
You know, that really had an impact on me when
Sure.
I reread that as an adult.
So actually, two more questions. I lied, I guess, before. Where are you seeing that getting custom clothing is something that people in this particular industry is really pursuing? We mentioned the auto industry. What are some other spaces where people might really benefit from it?
I work with a lot of attorneys.
Okay.
Because they are presenting themselves all the
Yes.
time, so they always have to look good. Anybody that's out there trying to build a business that's
Yeah.
meeting with clients,
Yes.
salespeople, business owners,
Yeah.
they really are the front line of their business.
Yeah.
And they have to make that first impression.
Right. And this is not just for the owners. Have you ever experienced like a business owner that says, hey, come in, I want you to actually, get a line of custom shirts for my staff, and the business owner treats his staff?
Yeah. And oh man, they love that.
Yeah.
They're so excited that they're
Yes.
getting something custom and
Yeah.
that their boss is treating them well.
Oh, yeah. That's a gift that goes a long way.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Incredible. Now, with the attorneys, I'm going to end on this because I know a lot about attorneys myself, as you know. Do you get involved at all as far as when you have an attorney client coming in, you're getting fitted? What role does maybe an upcoming trial play into the suit selection or that he is looking at?
Yeah. I do get a lot of calls when an attorney is going to be having a trial in a month or so, a month or two, because they want to look their best. Blue is always your best looking color. So this is my psychology, that when you're doing an opening statement, you should wear blue because it makes you look great. And then your charcoal or your grays are very serious business suits. So when you're making your closing
Yes.
statement, you wear your gray,
Yeah.
your darker grays.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And so for some people that are following that may not understand that process, trials go on for days, some weeks, months, right? So when you're saying, open with blue and close with charcoal, these are different days. You're not recommending go into the bathroom in between, do a quick change like Superman, and then come back out.
If you wear the blue suit the first day and then that's the last day,
Yeah.
then you're wearing the blue suit at the end.
Right. Awesome. Well, listen, Theresa, thank you so much for coming out, honestly.
Oh, thank you.
And for sharing your amazing knowledge that you have in this industry. You're more than, just someone who knows a little bit about fashion. You understand the value of it, psychologically, how it can really help a lot of people in various industries. And I appreciate your knowledge. I really do. And I got to have you back.
Oh, I'd love to.
Maybe we do it like a segment, where you're custom fitting me with something and we show up people, in fact, how easy it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have some fun with it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
So guys, follow her, Theresa. And what we'll do is, I know your website's a little bit long, so we'll include it actually down below or wherever it is, wherever you're seeing or hearing this. This way you can see that link and follow her and find her. She gave her your cell phone. I recommend everyone put it quick before she tells us, can you please take it down? Take that number down, put it in your cell phone, log it away, and she really is accessible. She's a wonderful friend as well as someone that I've worked with, and I highly recommend you guys reaching out, if not just for a question, maybe even more than that. Maybe she can get you guys some custom clothes.
Thanks,
All right?
Rob.
You got it. Anytime. Guys, thanks for tuning into this episode. Remember, don't fear the process. Do not fear grit. Take care, guys.